You live with your dog, you care for them, you play with them, but you've probably wondered, am I really their favorite person? That question is way more common than you'd think, and here's the good part. It doesn't come down to luck, it's built. In this video, I'll show you 22 simple ways to make it happen. They're small, easy changes, and they can shift your relationship starting day one. You'll see it's not magic. It's consistency, understanding, respect, and affection in the right balance. Use positive reinforcement only. Training with rewards, games, and positive experiences helps your dog feel safe with you and a lot more willing to work with you. When you mark what they do right with treats, calm praise, or a happy voice, your dog learns something huge. With you, they're safe. But punishment, leash jerks, or yelling teaches your dog to fear you or to comply just to avoid getting in trouble. Do you want to be the person who scares your dog, or the person your dog feels safe enough to try, learn, and grow with? Positive reinforcement isn't spoiling your dog, it's teaching with science and empathy. The fairer and more predictable you are, the more your dog will see you as someone special. And for this to really work, what you do when your dog gets it wrong matters a lot. Stay calm when your dog messes up. When your dog breaks something, barks too much, or ignores a cue, your dog isn't plotting some evil plan to ruin your day. They don't have a secret calendar that says Tuesday, destroy your favorite throw pillow. More often, your dog's confused, unsure, or just too amped up. If you respond by yelling, slamming the table, or giving your dog that harsh look, you teach them that things can blow up at any moment. But if you take a breath, lower your voice, and show your dog what you wanted instead, you turn that mistake into a learning moment. A dog who knows they won't lose your love when they mess up will try more, learn faster, and follow your lead. And for that sense of safety to stick, your rules also need to be clear and consistent. Use gentle but consistent rules. Dogs feel calmer when the rules are clear and consistent. If your dog's allowed on the couch today and tomorrow you scold them for the same thing, they won't know what to expect. The goal isn't to be strict, it's to be consistent. Pick a few simple rules that fit your lifestyle and stick to them kindly every time. Gentle, consistent rules give your dog a simple framework to relax into. You don't have to be authoritarian. You just have to be predictable and kind. That mix of clear boundaries and good treatment makes you a fair, steady presence. And when the rules are clear, it becomes much easier to build a daily routine that helps your dog feel safe. Keep a predictable routine. Most dogs feel calmer when the day has a rhythm. Walks, meals, playtime, and rest at roughly the same times. You don't need a schedule down to the minute, but you do need a rhythm their body can anticipate. Don't you feel calmer when you kind of know how your day's going to go? For your dog, it's the same, except they're counting on you. That predictability lowers anxiety, helps regulate sleep, and can even improve digestion. A dog who knows what's coming fixates less and handles waiting better. That's how, little by little, your dog starts seeing you as the person who organizes their world. And inside that structure, there's one thing that makes a big difference: letting your dog make small choices. Give your dog small choices every day. Choosing between 2 toys, 2 beds, or 2 short routes might seem small, but to your dog, it's gold. It tells them their opinion matters. How could your dog not feel closer to the person who makes them feel like they actually have a say? That sense of control seriously reduces frustration and the need to fight over everything. Instead of battling over every detail, you offer options and respect their choice whenever you can. Over time, your dog sees you as someone who listens, not just someone who gives orders. And when your dog feels heard, the bond gets deeper and happier. Start every day with a calm greeting. The moment your dog sees you for the first time each morning sets the emotional tone for the whole day. If you rush into the kitchen, talk loud, bang things around, and start giving commands right away, your dog starts the day on edge. But if you take a moment to crouch down, greet your dog softly, give one calm pet, and let them sniff you and stretch at their own pace, you send one message: calm. It's a simple gesture, but repeated every morning, it becomes a small emotional anchor. Your dog learns that when you show up, it's not yelling or chaos, it's safety. And if you start the day calmly connected, it's much easier to end it with a moment that feels just as special. End the day with a connection ritual. Just like the morning greeting sets the tone, a small nighttime ritual helps close the day with a sense of safety. It could be a few minutes of calm cuddles, a gentle massage, a few quiet words, or a little brushing if your dog enjoys it. What matters is that it happens most nights, in a space that's quiet and unrushed. That moment tells your dog, the day's over, and you're safe here with me. A lot of dogs start looking for that moment as soon as the house settles down. For your dog, it's almost like a shared meditation. And when you're the one who creates that ending, you become your dog's favorite way to finish the day. Make one-on-one time for your dog. In homes with kids, other pets, or non-stop movement, your dog can feel like they're always competing for your attention. Having moments that are just for your dog, even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes, tells them they matter to you. It can be a walk with no phone, a calm play session, or a mini training session. The The key is that during that time, your focus is on your connection. For your dog, it's like a private date with you, no interruptions. And yes, your dog's the main character, not the sidekick. That exclusive attention reduces desperate attention-seeking behaviors and helps your dog relax the rest of the day. Share quiet together time. It doesn't always have to be fetch, games, or teaching new tricks. A deep bond also grows when you're simply in the same room, each doing your own thing. You read, work, or watch a show, and your dog rests nearby with no demands. Isn't it nice that your dog can choose to lie next to you with zero pressure and zero expectations? That calm companionship teaches your dog that your presence doesn't always mean work or high excitement. They can breathe, curl up, and fall asleep knowing that if they open their eyes, you're still there. For a lot of sensitive dogs, this kind of quiet together time is just as valuable as a big play session. And when your presence is linked to calm as much as fun, your touch can become an even more powerful resource. Build positive associations with your touch. Your hands can feel like the best place in the world, or something your dog avoids, depending on what they've experienced. If every time you touch your dog it's to push them away, hold them tightly, or scold them, they'll learn to tense up when you come close. But if most of your touch comes with a soft voice, slow movements, and sometimes a treat, your touch becomes a signal for calm and comfort. Then, when your dog feels scared or unsure, they'll seek your hand instead of dodging it. This matters even more for sensitive dogs, or dogs with a rough past. When your dog learns that your hands reliably bring good things, you climb way up the favorite human list. Respect your dog's resting spots. Good sleep and real rest matter just as much for your dog as they do for you. If every time your dog lies down, someone bothers them, pops them up to play, or moves them around, they'll never fully relax. Respecting your dog's bed, blankets, and favorite corners shows you get their need to unplug. You'll notice that when nobody interrupts, their breathing changes and their body stretches out differently. A dog who can truly rest is more balanced, handles frustration better, and trusts the people who protect those moments. Protecting your dog's rest is another way of saying you're safe here, and it earns you serious points as their favorite person. Now let's look at one more thing that affects rest a lot. Choose a bed that matches how your dog sleeps. Some dogs sleep curled up against a bolster, and others sprawl out like they own half the bed. Watching how your dog sleeps is the first step to picking the right bed. A dog who curls up often loves donut-style beds or beds with bolsters, while a dog who stretches out needs something wider and flatter that doesn't feel cramped. The cushion matters too, especially if your dog's big or getting older, because they need real support. Comfortable sleep reduces aches, improves mood, and without you even noticing, your dog starts linking that comfort to you. Who wouldn't love the person who gave them the best sleeping spot on earth? Offer a real safe space. Beyond a bed, a lot of dogs need a place that feels like a den. That can be a well-set-up crate your dog feels good in, a corner with a visual barrier, or a bed tucked into a quiet spot where nobody bothers them. In that space, your dog doesn't get scolded, dragged out, or invaded. No matter what's happening around the house, that space should be sacred. Knowing there's a refuge where they're always safe dramatically lowers anxiety and helps them recover from scares or intense days. When you're the person who protects and respects that space, you rise fast on your dog's trust list. And sometimes one safe spot isn't enough. A few little islands of calm around the house work even better. Create safe corners in every room. Instead of one single spot, some dogs do better with several peaceful places at home. A blanket in the living room, a bed in your office, and a discreet little corner in the bedroom. That way your dog can stay near you without always being in the middle of noise and foot traffic. Have you noticed how your dog steps off to the side, but doesn't want to leave completely? That's your dog saying they need calm without losing sight of you. And every time you respect that choice, you reinforce the idea that you understand what they need. Add a daily sniff walk. A sniff walk isn't rushing from corner to corner. It's giving your dog permission to read the doggy newspaper of smells. Letting your dog stop and investigate bushes, poles, and corners gives them a huge dose of information and enrichment. Smell is your dog's main sense, and using it for real tires them out mentally way more than a fast-paced walk. After a good sniff session, most dogs come home calmer, more settled, and less likely to get into trouble. And if that special walk happens with you, your dog links you to one of their biggest sources of joy. And if you want to level up that connection, the next step is learning to walk together with a loose leash. Practice loose leash walks at your dog's pace. Walking with a tight leash and constant pulling is exhausting for both of you. When you work toward a leash that stays loose most of the time, the whole walk feels different. You start matching the pace, giving your dog room to sniff and move within limits, without turning the walk into chaos. Isn't it so much nicer to walk with someone who matches your pace than someone who drags you around non-stop? For your dog, it's the same. When your dog feels respected in how they move, and you're still the steady reference point, the walk becomes a connection moment. And if you do what I'm about to share next, your dog will feel even more heard. Let your dog choose the route sometimes. On some walks, you can let your dog decide where to turn, as long as it's safe. Just give a little more leash, Loosen control a bit and follow your dog's interests. You might discover little paths, parks, or corners you'd never choose on your own. Your dog feels like a tiny tour guide, just furrier and without the paper map. That little share of control helps your dog feel heard and reduces the feeling of always being pulled along. And walks are also useful after stressful situations. I'll explain that more in the next section. Take decompression walks after stressful moments. After the vet, a long trip, or an intense visit, your dog's body doesn't instantly calm down just because you got home. Stress hormones are still circulating, and your dog is more sensitive to everything. A decompression walk is long and slow, with a longer leash if you can, no obedience demands, and a focus on sniffing and moving at your dog's pace. The rhythmic movement, the smells, and the lack of pressure help your dog release tension and process what happened. It's like hitting the emotional reset button. While your dog explores, you stay calm, no rush, no pressure. That shared experience helps your dog associate you with returning to balance. Create indoor games for rainy days. Even when the weather is awful, your dog's needs don't take a day off. On rainy days or during extreme heat, indoor games are your best friend. Hiding food around the house, doing box searches with cardboard boxes, using snuffle mats, or building little obstacle courses with chairs and blankets helps your dog burn mental energy. These games reduce boredom and prevent destruction that comes from pure frustration. Your house doesn't have to turn into a theme park, but it should feel interesting to your dog. And since you're the one who suggests and guides these games, you become the main source of fun, even when the weather won't cooperate. But for all of this to really work, you need to understand what your dog's body is telling you in every moment. Learn your dog's basic body language. Learning to read your dog's body language is like learning a new language, except your dog's already speaking it every day. Before you think about cues or tricks, it's worth paying attention to what your dog is already saying with posture, tail, ears, and even body tension. Have you noticed how a relaxed dog has a loose tail, smooth movement, and ears in a natural position? That usually means comfort and trust. But if your dog's tail is low or tucked, their body is stiff, and they avoid eye contact, they may be uncomfortable and need more space. When you learn to spot those tiny signals, you can step in before stress builds, or help your dog move away from something that's too much. A human who understands this code communicates safety, respect, and sensitivity. And once you can read the most basic signals, the next step is catching the subtler ones, the ones that show up right before things escalate. Watch for early stress signals. Dogs rarely go from 0 to 100 for no reason, and with no warning. Before a growl, a big bark, or a sudden bolt, you'll often see smaller signs. It can be yawns that don't match the moment, quick lip licking, turning the head away, freezing up, avoiding eye contact, or even shaking off like they're wet when they haven't been running. They're like little sparks telling you something is getting too much. If you ignore them and force your dog to stay in that situation, your dog may feel like the only option left is a bigger reaction. But if you respect those signals and help your dog move away or settle, your dog learns you're on their side. That kind of support strengthens the bond and builds deeper trust. And to complete the circle, it also helps to look at your own body language when you approach your dog. Check your own body language. A lot of the time, we don't realize how we use our bodies around our dogs. We lean over your dog, stare into their eyes, move our hands too fast, or go straight for the top of their head. But for some dogs, especially sensitive ones, that can feel invasive or even threatening. Noticing how you approach, what posture you use, and where you touch your dog helps you be clearer and less intimidating. Small changes, like crouching a bit, turning your body slightly sideways, or letting your dog come to you first, can make a huge difference in your relationship with your furry companion. When your dog sees you adjusting your movements to what helps them feel safe, they start seeing you as truly special. And that's where, little by little, you earn that privileged place in your dog's heart. With all of this, you've got a ton of practical ways to get closer to your dog's heart and become their favorite person. Now I want you to take one more step and learn how to recognize whether that love also shows up in how your dog acts with you. That's why I recommend you watch the other video on screen, where I break down the 20 signs your dog truly loves you. Tap the video to jump in and see how many of those signs you're already seeing every day at home.